What comes to mind when you hear end times? Is it fear, curiosity, or perhaps hope? The idea of the end times has captivated humanity for centuries, with countless theories and interpretations. But what does the Bible really say about our future? Biblical prophecies offer a roadmap filled with symbols, warnings, and promises that many believe are relevant to our lives today. Prophecy, in the biblical sense, is more than just foretelling the future. It is a divine message conveyed by prophets, chosen individuals who communicate God's will to people. These messages often contain elements of warning, guidance, and hope. Prophets like Isaiah, Jeremiah, and Ezekiel played crucial roles in guiding and warning the people of Israel. They spoke of both immediate events and far-off future occurrences, intertwining current realities with divine revelations about the end of days. The book of Revelation, written by John the Apostle, is the most detailed account of the end times. Filled with vivid imagery and symbolic language, describes a series of cataclysmic events leading to the ultimate victory of good over evil. Daniel's prophecies complement those in Revelation. His visions, particularly in chapters 7 to 12, outline the rise and fall of kingdoms and the eventual establishment of God's eternal kingdom. Earthquakes, famines, and plagues are described as signs of the end time. These natural disasters are often seen as a prelude to more significant events. Jesus, in the Olivet Discourse, warned of wars and rumors of wars as indicators of the end. Such conflicts remind us of the fragile state of human affairs and the inevitability of change. The Bible predicts a decline in moral standards, with increasing lawlessness and love growing cold. This moral decay is a sign of humanity's departure from God's principles. The four horsemen are symbolic figures described in Revelation 6. They represent conquest, war, famine, and death, each bringing a specific form of suffering to the world. These horsemen symbolize the various trials that will befall humanity. Their arrival marks the beginning of the tribulations that lead up to the end. The rapture is a concept where believers are taken up to meet Christ in the air before the tribulation period. It is a moment of hope and reunion for many Christians. The second coming of Christ is the pivotal event in Christian eschatology. It signifies Jesus' return to establish his kingdom on earth, bringing justice and peace. The Great Tribulation is a period of intense suffering and persecution lasting 7 years. It is characterized by widespread calamities and the rise of the Antichrist. This period serves as a final test of faith and endurance for believers. Culminates in the return of Christ and the defeat of evil forces. Israel holds a unique place in biblical prophecy. Many events, such as the rebuilding of the temple and the gathering of Jewish people, are seen as significant markers of the end times. Key prophecies include the return of Jews to their homeland and the recognition of Jerusalem as their capital. These events are often interpreted as fulfillments of ancient predictions. The mark of the beast, mentioned in Revelation 13, is a sign that identifies followers of the Antichrist. It is often depicted as a number or symbol required for economic transaction. There is much speculation about the nature of this mark, with theories ranging from microchips to biometric identification systems. These interpretations reflect contemporary fears and technological advancement. Armageddon is described as the final battle between the forces of good and evil. It is a decisive conflict that leads to the establishment of God's kingdom. The participants include the armies of the world, led by the Antichrist, against Christ and his heavenly host. The outcome is the total defeat of evil and the triumph of righteousness. The millennium is a 1,000-year reign of Christ on earth, characterized by peace, justice, and prosperity. It represents a period of restoration and fulfillment of God's promises. This reign demonstrates God's ultimate plan for humanity, a time of harmony and divine governance. Final judgment is when all individuals are judged by God based on their deeds. It determines their eternal destiny in heaven or hell. The judgment is based on faith in Christ and adherence to God's commandments. It is a moment of accountability for every soul. Heaven is depicted as a place of eternal joy and communion with God, while hell is described as a place of eternal separation and suffering. The Bible provides a clear dichotomy of the afterlife, emphasizing the importance of one's choices and faith in determining their eternal fate. Spiritual readiness involves cultivating a strong faith, staying vigilant, and adhering to biblical teachings. It is about living a life that honors God. Practical steps include regular prayer, studying the Bible, participating in community worship, and spreading the message of hope and salvation. The end times, as depicted in the Bible, offer a complex yet hopeful future. While the prophecies describe challenging times, they also promise the ultimate victory of good over evil. By understanding these predictions and preparing ourselves spiritually, we can face the future with faith and confidence. Have questions about today's topic? I'll answer them shortly. Before we start, please follow, like, and share this video. Your support helps me continue creating content that inspires and uplifts. 1. What is the significance of the end times in the Bible? The end times signify the culmination of God's plan for humanity, including the final judgment and the establishment of His eternal kingdom. 2. How can I prepare for the end times? Preparation involves strengthening your faith, living according to biblical principles, and staying informed about biblical prophecy. 3. What are the signs of the end times? Signs include natural disasters, wars, moral decay, the rise of the Antichrist, and the rebuilding of the temple in Jerusalem. 4. What is the difference between the rapture and the second coming? The rapture involves believers being taken up to meet Christ before the tribulation, while the second coming is Christ's return to establish His kingdom on earth. Why is Israel important in end times prophecy? Israel is central because many prophecies involve the nation, including the gathering of Jewish people and significant events in Jerusalem.